Man, oh man. Now, the Wizards lost to John Wall and the Houston Rockets. I'm happy for John. I'm happy he got his win. I want John Wall to play well against the Wizards every single time. And it's not a Russell Westbrook thing. It's not a hate on Russell Westbrook thing. It has nothing to do with Russ. It has everything to do with Leonsis. And the way that whole situation went down, I think they did the man dirty. They lied to him. They wasn't truthful to him. For a guy who's been loyal to the organization for a decade. So that's why I will always want John Wall to have a good game against the Wizards no matter what. Period. But with that being said, let me get into my issues just with this team, with this front office, because it's a joke, man. It's a joke. Seriously. I mean, if you want to start off with somebody, let's start off at the top. Let's start with Ted. Now, alright, you make the trade, with John Wall and Russell Westbrook. You make the trade, right? No matter of how it looks now, or if you think John looks better, or Russ is whatever. Not erasing all that. Erasing all of that. You make that trade, right? Not only do you trade for a guy, who's 32. He comes in the training camp hurt. Okay, so what would be the logical next step, right? Let's let the guy get right. Let's let the guy heal up. So he can come out firing when he ready. No, you play him instantly. Okay. And he's struggling. Now everybody wondering what the heck is wrong with Russ, right? Okay. And then next, you getting a certain type of player who plays a certain type of style, right? And you do nothing to fit that play style. You trade for a man and do nothing to help him. It makes zero sense, but it's typical Wizards. It just is. Russell Westbrook is 32 years old. He's not 26. Yes, he played with Steven Adams and Enes Kanter and a bunch of bigs who can't shoot and whatnot and poor spacing. But he was in his athletic prime. That stuff didn't matter like it matters now. You did the same thing with Russ. Like you're doing the same thing with Brad. Like you're doing the same thing. Like you did the same thing with John Wall. You don't help. You don't do anything to put better pieces around them or pieces that really fit their play style. You don't implement an offensive system, Scott Brooks, that truly helps these players. You don't. Russell Westbrook is a drive to the basket guy. Let's say he wasn't hurt, etc. The spacing is still horrible. Russell Westbrook is now relegated to post-ups where Robin Lopez or whatnot is right next to him like this in the paint while he's posted up. I mean, it's disgusting. You relegated Bradley Beal as it's been for years. It was John Wall too. You run a couple sets here for a shooter here and there until you just get bored of doing it and running sets and you don't do it anymore. You don't call no more. Then it's just Brad, pick and roll, Brad ISO, get a bucket, first, second, third quarter, carrying the team. Fourth quarter come, lock in, everybody lock in a little bit more. Bradley Beal is noted to struggle. This isn't the first year that has happened. Bradley Beal has struggled in the fourth quarter. So as a coach, what do? You try to game plan to help this said player who's really good but seems to have a fourth quarter issue. But that does not happen with this organization. What happens is you continue to just tell him to do the same crap he was doing in the first, second, third quarter that was working that is no longer working in the fourth quarter. So what does that lead to? Consistent bad shots. Consistent missed looks. Consistent poor fourth quarter performances. Now, there's moments, of course. But for the most part, it's a little rough. And Scott Brooks does nothing to help that. And if we going back before, a couple years ago when John was really doing his thing and when Brad was younger, getting better, Leonsis did nothing. The front office did nothing to really boost that roster up into contender to actual, these guys could be a dark horse for a title. They did nothing. And when the ship started sinking, what did the Wizards do? They do what they always do. They panic. They make a move. They're like, oh, this is it. This is it. Here, first round pick. They're just throwing it at people. Here, first round pick. Hey, here. They do a bare minimum move that backfires. That gets spit right back in their face. Every single time, man. Every single time. My issue with the Wizards front office, my issue with Ted, if you're going to do John dirty, if you're going to trade him for Russell Westbrook, okay. That's okay. You live life. Life moves on. Okay. But then you telling me, not only do you not cater to this player's health as fully as you should be, you don't cater to that player's play style at all. Did you not see what Houston did? Not saying you need to trade a center, but did you not see the offensive system that was being ran when Russ is on the court? You got Russell Westbrook on the court with the bench guys. You got Jordan Bell, Alex Lim right here in the paint when Russ is right here backing somebody down. The big man right here, right next to him. I mean, what are we doing? What is going on? I mean, it's just been consistent, just from an organization standpoint, it's criminal. From a coaching standpoint, it's criminal. Like I said, this ain't even got nothing to do with me feeling like John is better than Russ or Russ has been horrible this year and John has been pretty decent. It has nothing to do with that. It has everything to do with the fact that every time they have a decent player or decent players, they fail to incorporate a system that works to this player's best skill set. They fail to cater to this player's health. John Wall was playing on one leg for half a season for however many years. Russell Westbrook got a bad quad. He's 32 years old and he's still playing games. Oh, but we sitting him out on back-to-backs. He's not going to play tomorrow. Like, come on, man. The organization is backwards. They in denial. Every time they in denial. The Wizards are bad. They suck, right? They suck. What do the Wizards do? You got Brad on the end of the bench like this at the end of every game. You got him looking like that at the end of almost every single game. But what do the Wizards think? We gonna get it together. It's early. Come on, man. That was talk for 2 seasons. The last 2 seasons. This season, it ain't the talk for that, man. Y'all are in denial about what the team is really going through right now. I mean, that's just what it is. Get Denver on the phone. Get Miami on the phone. Get Philadelphia on the phone. See what they talking about. Because clearly y'all don't got what it takes to build a team that y'all think y'all can build. Y'all don't. I don't know whether it's the personnel y'all got in there. I don't know what y'all got going on. But at the end of the day, y'all cannot deliver the goods. So y'all need to deliver the goods to somebody else. I mean, that's just facts. I mean, I don't know how many times I got to say the same thing about this organization. I don't know how many times I got to watch the same thing with this organization. I mean, come on, bro. They fail at building a good team. They fail. Anytime they did something that was on the backs of John Wall and Bradley Beal being really, really good players. That 2017 season, when they made it to one game from the Eastern Conference Final, the Wizards front office failed to build a decent bench around those guys. That's all they had to do. They couldn't make a good bench. They couldn't create a good bench. You got Russell Westbrook now. You can't take care of his health. You can't take care of John Wall's health. Yes, players are going to want to play if they feel decent enough. If they feel like, oh, I can play. And if they go out there and looking like they like 60%, they don't need to be playing. It's called protecting your investments. You protect your investment. I don't have Russell Westbrook, who I just traded my franchise player of a decade for. I don't trade for him, for Russell Westbrook to come in and not protect him. His quad is hurt in training camp. This is the guy that we said is durable and is high character and is going to help us reach that next level, right? This is an investment. Why aren't you protecting the investment? Why are you having him go out here looking like a shell of himself just from last season? You got everybody, Russ Wash, Russ this, Russ that, shell of it, not even the same area code as John, blah, 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 blah. Y'all brought that on yourselves, man. That didn't protect John either. Y'all can't even build y'all couldn't build a good team, around John and Brad. Yes, we had, Gortat and Keith, and that's where they maxed out. And Otto, and that's where they maxed out. I mean, that's pretty mid to me. It's pretty mid. And the same thing has happened with Russell Westbrook and Bradley Beal. First, you didn't even give Russell Westbrook a shot because you had him out there hurt, so he ain't even have a chance. So, you're supposed to compete. You got Troy Brown, Jerome Robinson, Isak Bonga, all these young guys on a contending team that's going to be at the end of a bench, not even getting playing time. You got them playing major minutes for your squad because you love the young guys. Come on, man. This organization is a joke. I mean, it is. It really is. I mean, that's one thing. If you're a Russ fan, if you're a Wizards fan, that's one thing we can all agree on. Wizards organization is a joke. It's in their DNA to be a joke. It's in their DNA to be a laughingstock. And very soon, we're going to be right back to where we was in like 09, 08. Maybe not as bad. That was pretty bad. But you're about to be back at the bottom of the league. Lottery, 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 lottery. That's what y'all about to be. The sooner y'all realize that, the better, man. The sooner y'all realize that, the better. I mean, that's all I pretty much got to say, guys. I mean, this video 12 minutes. I done did a lot of talking, but that's all I got for y'all. So, until next time, peace.